for a while. This afternoon, what's up? It is J-Do
and Jonah.
We are live in living color here with some of our people from the Cash Compound, helping you with code cracking cash flow and the tools you need to get financially free in this world today. We are live at noon Eastern Thursday. That's going to be a staple for us. We're working on some different technical platforms here, and we're looking forward to talking to you. Questions, comments, and concerns, throw them in. We're ready for you. And you cannot handle the truth. We're bringing you all the things that you need on all the platforms here. Wherever you see us, hello and welcome, because we're talking about guarantees. So nothing is off limits. We're here for you. And we've been practicing what we've been preaching here at the Cash Compound for 10 years. So we've got the answers for you. And we want to encourage everybody to follow along in our journey, join our groups, especially our Facebook group out there. It's called Infinite Bankers. And when you do that, you're going to be poised, primed, positioned to join us on a one-on-one call.
That's right.
That's where it's all about. Jonah, tell us more. Tell us the good stuff.
Yeah, well, the really good stuff happens on the one-on-one calls. We call them their cash consultations. And what we do on those calls is take time to walk you through your questions about what the infinite banking concept is and what it can do for your life. So we've been doing that for a long time. I mean, when's the first cash consultation you ever took?
Yikes.
How long ago do you think that was?
The first cash consultation I took was probably 2018.
I remember my first. So we have some other style of calls, like where people who have policies who can start and they can ask a bunch of questions. I remember my first one of those.
Tell me.
A gentleman's name was Larry K, if you will.
I will, but you're supposed to hashtag protect the wealthy and not tell people's names.
Initial.
Oh, it's initial.
Yeah.
I thought it was K-A-Y.
No.
Every Larry begins with K.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I didn't know what I was doing back then. But I remember, and that's why I remember. So basically what we're going to do here for this hour is just make sure that we're talking all the way through the infinite banking concept. But what I think we should do first is introduce some other folks.
Let's get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to introduce them. What am I clicking on? Maybe this one?
That's it.
Welcome. If you can see us on Facebook or our YouTube channel right now, shout out to the Banking Bros YouTube subscribers. You can see several of our team members. Okay, the Banking Bros here started and founded right here by Jonah and J-Do. That's who we are, okay? We're actual brothers, by the way. Some people ask that regularly. We have assembled a team, the Avengers here, and we've got several of them on screen for you to help you in every aspect, corner, nook, and cranny of your demographic.
That's right.
To understand what IBC is all about, to understand what is private banking all about. Jonah, tell us who we got today.
Yeah, so why don't we let them introduce themselves?
Oh, let's do it. Okay,
right.
So we're going to start in, we're going to go from left to right and top to bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to us first from Florida is Mr. Sean King.
What's up, everybody? Happy to be here. So I got into infinite banking close to a year ago, looking to pay off some massive school debt and some credit cards that I had. And since then, been able to capitalize on my policies, pay off $30,000+ in student loans, pay off about $15,000 in credit cards. And now
there we go.
My family unit, we've got about 4 policies and looking to start getting into some private lending. So real excited about this and helping anybody out that's on that same path as well.
If you are interested in having that conversation with Sean King, Sean, remind us where we find you on other platforms. What do you, where do you walk and talk to people about IBC?
Yep, you guys can catch me on all social media platforms, Legacy, Life, and Retirement. And I also have a podcast where I just actually recently had Mr. J-Do on himself called The Cash Flow Chronicles. That can be found anywhere podcasts are found. So go ahead, check me out there.
Kathy, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Tennessee right here. The only 10 I see is Kathy L., and she's going to introduce herself right now. Kathy, tell us where and what and when and why.
Hey, Kathy LaSure. I'm located out of Nashville, Tennessee, and I've been in the insurance industry probably over a little over 20 years, and kind of follow Dave Ramsey, term and investor risk.
You
And I had
would.
a client come in and ask me more about the infinite banking concept. Been following Jay Do and his brother, and reached out, started my own policy, have borrowed against it, and starting to help others kind of better understand how you can become your own banker and spend and save at the same damn time.
We
There we
are
go.
loving each and every piece of that. Remind us how long then you've personally been practicing the concept.
It's going on 2 years, believe it or not. So I'm getting ready to start a second one, and I'm just enjoying it, guys. And this is a definitely a kept secret that no one is sharing, and we're here to help.
Love it, Kathy. Thank you for being here today. I believe if we go to our next one in the lineup, I was trying to have them explain it in order. Was it this order? It was Liz Duraco. Liz, we're zooming in on you coming in from the West Coast. It's 9/11 out there. Oh, too soon. Sorry about that. But that's what I see on my, according to Steve Jobs time. It is 9 a.m. where you are.
Yes,
And you've come along with us in the last year to help people. Completely a shift for you. Kathy talked about being in the industry. For you, you did not have a background helping people with cash conversations, as we might say. So give us your life story.
I'll be quick about it. I am in the Pacific Northwest. I've been with the Banking Bros for, I think we're wrapping up our first year. I've had my policy for a year, and I have paid off $20,000 in high interest credit card debt
There we
using
go.
my policy. Yeah, it's been life changing, and it's been really nice to be able to help others wrap their mind around this new concept and understand that they have the ability and capability to take control over the dollars in their life and recapture those dollars to make those dollars work for them versus giving them away to everybody else.
I love it. So when you saw this concept and had never heard it before, it wasn't something that you understood in the world of insurance, in the world of personal finances. How did it strike you? I'm going to ask you a specific question here, not just background demographics, but like, how did this information strike you, Liz? Being in a completely different industry than Kathy and Sean, who had previously gotten licensed as an insurance agent, but you're like, hold on, I have debt problems, and this is being told to me as a solution. How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm coming from 14 years in the restaurant industry and pouring drinks, and it really felt too good to be true. But after doing research and realizing the validity of it and digging a little bit deeper and doing my own research, learning that it's a concept that's been around for 200 years and it's been practiced by many. And yeah, I hate to use the word scam, but it felt a little like, yeah, too good to be true. Like maybe this won't work. But digging into it, learning, talking with you guys, it just felt like the rewards of trying it and implementing it and taking the time to actually educate myself about it and to practice the concept outweighed the risk of it not working. And I'm super glad that
Hey, we're glad to have you. As we come up on a year anniversary. Reminder to our TikTok family out there, you are live with us here at the Banking Bros. If you want to follow along to our journey, what you're going to do is you're going to get out of debt, you're going to provide for your family in a legacy, and you're going to live a much more rich life. That's what you're in store for. If that is not for you, get off of this channel and do not follow right about here. I don't know why I have to put my fingers now, because we're live on several different streaming platforms right now. So shout out to our friends at the Banking Bros. Jonah, we've got one more coach that I want to introduce to everybody this morning.
Sure do.
Who is live with us on our platforms of Facebook group. It's called Infinite Bankers. Facebook page, it's called the Cash Compound still, or the Banking Bros?
The Facebook page is the Cash Compound.
And on YouTube. So if you go to the Banking Bros on YouTube, you'll see this man front and center coming to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, from North Carolina, it's time to raise up. We've got Jesse Durham. He's never heard that song before, and he is ready to tell you what he does know like the back of his hand, and that is private family banking. Jesse, good morning.
Well, good morning to you. What's up, everybody? So my name is Jesse Durham. I'm from North Carolina, married, 3 kids, and I saw infinite banking going on 10 years ago now. And for me, what I saw was an out-of-the-box financial lifestyle that was very different than being in the teaching career and using all the conventional financial plans and programs that I'd been brought up in and that I was participating in. So I saw an opportunity for us to build a private family bank, and that's what we have done. Is we've been becoming our own bankers from seeing a live presentation from a stranger back in 2015. Now we've built this private family banking system that we use for everything from covering recurring expenses, financing family vacations, land deals. I mean, just all different kinds of things over the years. So that's been my experience. Looking forward to our conversation this morning.
Indeed, Jesse, ladies and gentlemen, been practicing this for almost 10 years now. Got policies on all of his family members, like he mentioned. Big handful, and the winds have changed. The shift in the winds have changed because money is flowing towards you. Jonah, why don't you dive into that idea? When I say money is flowing towards you, we have to assume that was it flowing away from us? What does that mean, and how does it relate to what we were talking about?
Yeah, a lot of times people don't realize how much money flows away from them and don't realize the lack of control they have with money because we've been taught just to go earn it, right? I'm going to go to work. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to earn a paycheck or a bonus check or a commission check or however they decide to pay me at that place that I work at. When I get the money in, right, paydays are on Friday. That's tomorrow. So that means I'm going to have a couple dollars here. It's going to show up. I can go cash that check. I can go get a direct deposit. I can go do all sorts of fun things with it. But what I'm going to do most of the time is on Friday when the money shows up, I got to give a few dollars to the people who have my house note or my rent. I got to give a few dollars to the people who, pay for my cell phone, a few dollars for Netflix, few dollars to eat. I got to eat. Just got paid. So you got to go out.
Was it $50 for Netflix now?
Netflix is expensive.
I thought it was $7.99 last I paid attention.
No, Netflix might be $27.99
Really?
these days.
Okay.
Netflix is wild. You got to give a few more dollars because you got to go eat. Did we eat already? Probably not. We ate lunch.
We're still hungry.
But we didn't eat dinner, so we got to give a few more dollars. So we got to eat. And then we got to, next week on Tuesday, I've got that other bill coming out. And I needed some new tires. And then all of a sudden, what happens is all the money that you earn flowed away from you. Okay. Right. And so what we talk about when we talk about the infinite banking concept, the save and spend system, is we literally talk about keeping the money that you earn. Just save yours. When you earn it, don't give it away first. Keep it first. Let it earn for you. That's what we talk about when we talk about the infinite banking concept, the save and spend system. And then you still have to eat, right?
We only have breakfast and lunch.
There you go. You still got to eat.
Right.
So what money are you going to use to eat? And the answer to that is use the insurance company's money to eat, right? But you've got to have access to the insurance company's money, which means you've got to have a policy, build a policy, a banking system that'll give you access. And that's what we teach people all the time.
So if you're talking about the insurance company's money, what I want to do is pose a question back to our field out here of cash consultation coaches. Remember, those consultations with us or with our coaches are absolutely free. Here's the question. Jonah said to Jesse out there, I said the winds are changing, money is moving towards you, Jesse. And now Jonah says you can use the insurance company's money. I'm asking you a question here, Jesse, for the people. Are you down with OPM? Tell us what Jonah is talking about and how you get the insurance company's money.
Yeah, all day, every day, twice on Sunday, right? OPM, the other people's money. Yeah. So what we teach people is that they can save and spend, right? So starting with the first word, save, is you can experience a constant upward growth trend of your capital. You can save your money. You can compound it over your whole lifetime Guaranteed. That's not me saying it, you saying it. It's a guarantee that you can save and compound your money. But that's just the first half of the equation. The second half is that you can spend it at the same time. So because you can experience this constant upward growth trend from saving your money and compounding it over your lifetime, it allows you to leverage this other pool of capital that you have tax-free access to without filling out, onerous paperwork and all this other kinds of stuff that you normally got to go through to get to money. And it's other people's money. So you get to experience, just like we say, saving and spending at the same time. You're saving, you're compounding your capital while having access to this growing pool of capital over your lifetime at the same time. That's what it is. It's a guarantee.
I love to hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you still don't understand that, you're in the right place. We don't want to talk over your head. So put your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat, wherever you are out there. Bring it to us. We're ready for it. We've been practicing this and preaching it to thousands at this point. We make up those numbers because we're just not sure. In the last 7.5 years that Jonah and I at the Banking Bros have been helping people, it's probably been 2,000, 3,000 conversations. Lots of live experiences, so make sure you subscribe right here and learn how you can leverage OPM in a controlled, guaranteed, and tax-efficient way. Okay, now, Kathy, question for you, coming from a background of several different types of insurances. I got car insurance.
I do too.
I got phone insurance.
Let's talk about car insurance for a second.
Okay.
Kathy, we had a hurricane come through our part of town, Hurricane Helene. Since that hurricane, I have had 2 car insurance claims. I never had one before in my life.
Really?
And
I think I've had.
Wow. No, I haven't.
And you had them like within a week.
Yes. It's been awful.
And they weren't hurricane related.
They were not hurricane related.
Yeah.
People just hitting us. Anyway, I still have to satisfy the last one because when you've got children and you're hit, you're supposed to replace the car seats. And so I'm just now replacing the car seats. So I got receipts to send in and all sorts of stuff. It's been a nightmare, but that was my car insurance story. Sorry.
That wasn't the question for Kathy.
It wasn't a question at all. I just wanted to tell the world.
So Kathy, help us understand the difference between some of the traditional insurances we're all more familiar with. We got Jacobs State Farm, Flow It Pro, Jacobs State, Flow It Pro, and we got that Allstate guy with the Band-Aids on his face. But life insurance is different because life insurance, if you buy the right type, has a guarantee at the end of it. And these other insurances, maybe, maybe not. You probably don't want to use the other insurances, but if you're doing whole life right, you do want to use it. Help us understand how you would explain the difference. Because all these insurances, we got lots of insurances, but what are the differences here? We may have lost her. We may have lost her on that. Apologize about that. Sean, we want to ask you. You've been in the insurance game for the last few years. So I'm going to pose that question to you, sir. The question is the difference between life insurance and phone insurance. Help us understand that. We say the word insurance so much, and sometimes our audiences out there, if you're new, you may not know the difference. What's going on?
Yeah, so phone insurance. I'm getting phone insurance because I believe at some point in time, oh, look at that, Kathy's back. I believe at some point in time, my phone might break. I might have something happen to it, and I want to make sure that that item is protected. Now, I'm unsure if that's going to happen. So, there's a chance that I may never break my phone, and I just paid for this insurance this entire time and never really got anything out of it. But I have that peace of mind.
Peace of mind, right. That's important.
With life insurance, depending what type you get, I know I'm going to pass away, which is why a big factor why we like whole life insurance, because we understand that it protects us for our whole life. We know at some point in time we're going to pass. We're going to be able to get that money. Our family is going to be able to receive that money. Now, ideally, the ideal asset, the best type of life insurance, we believe, is the type that you can access during your life. I'm not going to be able to use my phone insurance to do anything else with. I'm not going to be able to use my car insurance to do anything else with, but I can use this guaranteed form of life insurance to also do other things, pay my debts, pay some bills, go on vacations, invest and make more money with. So again, they call them the same thing because they protect something, but really, we're talking about apples and oranges here.
We really are. Jonah, how do you think that definition changes people's viewpoint about life insurance and what it is? I heard from the founder of the infinite banking concept this type of quote that, really it's a personal banking system over here in whole life insurance with a kick at the end.
Yep.
I have to look at it a little bit differently. How do you feel?
Yep, I feel great about it, honestly. I think whole life insurance in general is one of the most underrated, underappreciated insurances out there, right? It's similar to the conversation people always have around teachers. They're going to say teachers are underappreciated and underpaid.
Okay.
Right? Under-respected, whatever under word you want to use.
Yep. Okay.
It's the same thing with whole life insurance. Ridiculous. Whole life insurance can do so many things for you. And people just, life insurance. I don't even watch life insurance. I just watch Netflix, And it's like, what in the world? Life insurance is so good. But anyway, we got a question coming in from TikTok.
Okay.
We should read. I'll let you read it. You're a little closer to it here.
Okay.
Popped up on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, we've hopefully you guys can see that then. So the idea is that yes, you borrow at a rate, but the overall value compounds faster over time. That's one of the ideas. Yes, 100%. So you are right. Poke 3, Terminator 2. I don't know how to say these people's handles. Pocket 2. Pocket 2?
Yeah,
Pocket 2. Pokemon? Got to catch them all. So I'm catching your question right here. So yes, when we use OPM from the insurance company, thank you TikTok out there, Banking Bro, shout out. When we use the insurance company's money, we're borrowing against this big pool death benefit that they owe us. They owe us lots of money. Give me my death benefit. Give me my theme music. Okay, we gave them premium over here. The red cup, you guys can see it. Red cup is premium, dollars, cost, security, because we're going to buy this from them. And equity of that death benefit is what's paid off, paid up, paid for at this point. We can borrow the money they owe us. It's going to come out. That's exactly what Sean was saying. It's going to happen. We can borrow against that right now. Now, our dollars still have guarantees on them. There's 4 guarantees of the dollars we gave them. See, we just borrowed their money. They owe us this. And the guarantees are our dollars will not go down or backward. There's no investment. It's insurance. Calm down. Shame on you. It's insurance, not an investment. Number 2, it's guaranteed to grow. It has to buy a big death benefit. It's not just going to sit here like a bank account. It has to buy another pool.
Yep.
Number 3, it's guaranteed to compound. So we're going to see liquid equity grow. That's the money we got here. And number 4, it doesn't cost any more money over time. So the premium is fixed. Level premium in whole life insurance. Some of us know of life insurance where the cost goes up and it becomes prohibitive over time. Not whole life. It is a fixed deal. So pocket tanks. Pokemon Terminator 2. Pockets. It is pockets.
I told you it was pocket.
Pockets.
I didn't see pocket 2. That's on me.
Okay.
The 2 is the S.
So
Pocket.
yes, we're going to borrow these dollars while our dollars still earn compounded interest guaranteed. On top of that, we've got a 4th little shot of dividends each and every year. We just experienced some dividends at one of our top companies that we write business with. Liz, talk about the shot glass every single year. Tell us how these dividends work and why they're important to your banking system while you spend an OPM. What's going on, Liz?
So we work with mutual companies, and those mutual companies refund policyholders back premium profits made from the company over the year. And we will elect most of the time to have those dividends, the little shot glass, put into your cup 1, your premium cup, making that balance bigger, making the compounding effect bigger. All the numbers go up and just continue to compound and grow over time. And yeah, that's why we want to work with a mutual company versus a stock company where the profits don't go to us, the policyholders.
I love it. Liz, thank you for that. Now, Jonah, a lot of people don't understand dividends because they think we're being overcharged. And that's what Dave Ramsey told them.
That is what he said.
You're just being overcharged for the insurance.
Verbatim is what he said.
Yeah. So to help us understand this whole, now Liz said it correctly. it is return of premium.
Yep.
So that does sound like being overcharged. Is this good? Is this bad? Just bridge the gap for the new person.
Yeah. So here's what you need to understand. Any company that is in business needs to make money, right? I don't think there's a lot of companies that are still around 2, 3, 4 years and they haven't made any money, right? They're
Right.
going to go out of business. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So when a company's in business, they need to make money. Generally, you've got two options when you make money. You can give the additional money, the extra money to your stockholders, shareholders, owners, right?
Mhm.
If you're in a small business, a lot of times you're going to pass it to the owners, which a lot of times is you. You're in the small business, right?
Let's go.
If you're in a mutually trade or a publicly traded company, what I wanted to say, when you make the money, normally they are going to assign a certain portion of it, and they're going to say, "Hey, all the stockholders or shareholders, here's your check." Right? We made money. Congratulations, everybody. When you're in a mutually owned company and the company makes money, the money's coming back to you. That's where it's coming back to, the mutual policy holders. The holders of the company are the people who have the policies.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons, like Liz said, that we like to use these mutually owned companies, because we want the money back. Now, it is technically a return of premium, like you said. So here's what you need to know about that. Insurance companies specifically absolutely need to take in more premium than they have to pay out for the claims. Right?
Okay.
Think about this. Think about your car insurance. Everybody's got car insurance.
$100 a month.
We
we're all
got to
doing
use
it.
that one because it's everybody's got it. Everybody relates to it. So everybody on this call, there's 6 of us here on this call currently, are going to pay $100 a month into the car insurance company. So that means the car insurance company has $600. Okay. But as of this morning, right now, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, anybody crashed this morning?
I did not.
No. Okay. Nobody crashed this morning. So that means the company right now is up. Right? Yeah. We all paid them. They're up. Okay. Now, by the time it makes it to the end of the year, with all of the customers that they have paying the $100 a month and all of the claims, the car insurance claims that they need to pay, fix people's cars, the company needs to have more premium dollars than they paid out in claim money.
Of course.
If they do not, again, they're going out of business.
It's
folks.
not insurance. If
They're
they do not.
going out of business. How in
Yeah.
the world can you pay for my $50,000 car and Sean's $50,000 car and Jesse's $100,000 car? I'll give you that Cybertruck, Jesse. Yeah, that was just for you.
He ain't driving no Cybertruck. He's driving a regular truck. This is a mountain man.
This is true.
This is a Patriot.
Well,
Ford,
just in
baby.
case you want to upgrade to the Cybertruck, right? Maybe. Are you plugging it in? Do you got a plug out there in the woods?
No, we got trees, we got forest, we got woods.
All right. So he's not driving a Cybertruck. All right. You got a $50,000 car too. You got a truck. Liz, you can, Pacific North. I messed it up.
Oh, they're driving Priuses out there.
Yeah.
for
She
sure.
can have the Cybertruck.
For
So
sure.
Liz has the $100,000 Cybertruck. Keith, we got Keith on. We'll introduce you to Keith in just a second. Keith, you got a $50,000 car like the rest of us. But listen, if everybody crashed their car and they needed to pay out that $250,000 for all of our cars, but they only collected $600 up front from us, they'd go out of business. When in the world do they get that money? So they have to collect more money in premiums than they actually pay out in claims. And then at the end of the year, when they collected more money in premiums and they actually have to pay out in claims, they're going to say, well, all this extra, a certain percentage of it, because they're going to still keep some on their books, right? These are businesses.
Right.
But a certain percentage of it, we didn't actually need that much, and now we're going to pass it back to you. Right?
There we go.
Dividend. And if
That's
they're
what
gonna
it's
do
all
it,
about.
They're going to do it.
As
They have
long
to
as-
make money. They're
Yep.
going to do it. I want the check then.
As long as not everybody's car crashes, not every building burns down, not everybody stepped on their phone, and insurance companies should be taking in more premiums. They also, this is a big part, most people don't understand this, they don't just keep the money, but they put the money to work. They have to pay out lots of future claims, and whole life insurance is a guaranteed future claim. You gonna die. All right, speaking of death, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to Keith Carter. Keith, if you're out there and able to introduce yourself, he is one of our original coaches
OG.
on our team. And Keith has been practicing this for upwards of 10 years. He has done some things in real estate with the OPM. He's leveraged from the insurance company. So Keith, if you're able to be seen on screen and tell us your 2-minute story about how all this started for you and how you help people now, we'd love to hear from you. Keith Carter II.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, it's daddy duty time. That's why he went live. So, hey, don't be too loud. Don't wake her up, Keith.
Yeah, no,
You got to
she's
tell the
good.
people what they need to know.
Yeah, so yeah, my name's Keith Carter II. I'm the insurance engineer. That's my brand here, and man, I've been practicing. Man, it's been maybe about 7 years now, in that ballpark. Just got started. Just knew just enough to get started. It didn't really make sense at first. It's one of those things you hear, and then it's like, wow, um, if it's really that good, how come I've never heard of it before? But at the time, we were around people that just outthought us in in a lot of areas, especially finances, and we realized how beneficial that could be. So I got started. Still didn't really know everything about it, but again, just knew enough to get started. Had enough confidence and faith to realize that the downside, like if everything was horrible and it was the worst case scenario, your worst case scenario is the guarantees, and the guarantees are pretty good.
Yep.
So if I'm looking at it from a risk management perspective, um, it's all gravy, because it can only go up from the guarantees. We're looking at companies. Liz mentioned earlier, we work with mutual companies. Most of these companies we work with have been around 100, 120, 140, 160 years. You don't do that without being able to manage risk at a very high level. So we talked about the dividends. Overpayment, that word's used a lot. But I mean, you look at it from the perspective of a business. If I make a profit on a service that I procure from a client, did the client overpay, or did I just do good business? Right? I did good business. It's not overpayment. And we can look at it like that as well. And in a mutual company, we get to participate in those dividends. We get to participate in those profits, whereas in a stock company, we wouldn't. So as
Yep.
I'm learning this, I didn't know all this at the beginning, but as I'm learning this on the way, my understanding and my belief in what we're doing became stronger and stronger and stronger. And as the policy matured, and I see it becoming more efficient, and I see my cash value accruing at higher levels, higher rates, I'm able to use it for things, you mentioned earlier, help finance real estate, paying off high interest debt, doing deals with the USDA. I'm fronting equipment for them, and they're reimbursing me, and I'm able to pass it through my policy, pass it through a credit card, get
He
points,
told
get
he told me
dividends.
about that last time we chatted. Something
Yeah,
about
yeah,
getting
it's done. It's done. I can
get-
send you guys some
okay. Hey,
pictures
I
later
didn't know
of the
about this.
iTunes.
I'm gonna get Vivek on you with this government efficiency. I'm about to get some government contracts out here. For
Hey,
somebody.
You got that
he's
USDA.
all
The
about it.
people want to applaud you, man. There it is.
Very
Yeah,
good.
they've got some good stuff. So just working through that, and working with our clients and teaching people how to do likewise, and just increase their efficiency. As I think about your personal finances as a business, your savings rate and your investment rate, that's your profit. We
I
got
love
a
it.
lot of people that if you don't save or invest anything throughout the course of a year, you work for free that year.
Yep.
And that's
Ain't
hard.
that
That's hard to
something?
hear. That's hard to hear, but
A
it's
lot of
true.
people are doing it though.
A lot
Yeah,
of
man.
people are
Keith,
doing it.
we appreciate you being on the team and pulling daddy duty at the exact same time. Now, when we're talking about utilizing these insurance companies for all the things that Keith was talking about, doing deals elsewhere, we are using OPM. And normally, when we try to do deals, we're financing them from a third party like a bank, a finance company, a credit union. That's not the exact same process that is happening. Well, the process is the same, but the process of getting us the money is different between a bank, a commercial bank in our country, and a life insurance company. And we've got Sean here. He just mentioned that life, legacy, and retirement. You telling me insurance companies aren't printing money. That is correct. Sean, explain how there is a secure backing and there are dollars actually moving in tandem with the market and with the risk and with the reality of an infinite banker as opposed to someone who finances at Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America. Tell us what that comment meant there. Printing money. How does that relate?
Yeah, so I had saw that Jonah had just recently posted a video explaining on your guys' TikTok page about how banks make money. Their banks aren't making money off of their own money. They don't go and just generate dollars and say, all right, well, we got this money. Like, the whole idea behind a bank making money is they're making money off of your money. I don't want to get into the Fed printing money and all that stuff and them going and getting the money from them first, but banks do nothing if the money doesn't move. So what they're saying is, all right, well, you come and you make your deposits, just like you guys were talking about on Friday, and we're going to send that money out, because if we don't, it's a liability. And so to turn it into an asset, we have to send your money out and start making money on that money. Well, with insurance, what we're doing over here with Infinite Banking is the insurance company allows us to loan money from the general fund, all money that they are required to have on hand. They can't print money. They can't make up extra money. They can't loan out my money multiple times. They have to have a certain amount of money on hand, and that goes into the rating of the insurance company. But they're saying, hey, you can go lend this money out. We can go use this money. We're going to charge you interest on that when you use it. And then when you pay that back, you're going to pay whatever that sum is that you loaned out to us, and we charge you the interest. And that's how the insurance company is growing, just kind of like your local bank would be. But they're not allowed to lend out, fractional. They're not allowed to do fractional reserve banking. They're not allowed to lend out more money than they actually have on hand. So I think the whole idea behind this infinite banking thing and why we're trying to educate so many people is, if more people did this, the country would actually be in a better position, because we wouldn't have these massive numbers of debt, because we're not sitting here printing money. We're not making the dollar decrease in value, because we're using the dollars that we have that are really available.
That's right.
When you go down that rabbit hole, you start to realize that we're doing so much more here. But I think that's a pretty important point to make.
I'm with you, because we have to almost get political to really understand how important it is to participate in private banking through insurance companies in our country. And some people aren't ready for that conversation, or they don't realize that the current political structure with fractional reserve banking is messing up. That's what causes inflation, actually. That is the definition of inflation. It's increasing the money supply. And if we're playing Monopoly right here with our 6 coaches here at the Cash Compound, if we're playing Monopoly and I'm the banker and I throw in an extra $1 million of money, automatically Boardwalk and Park Place went up, because everyone has more dollars. They can bid more on the goods and services. That's inflation. And of course, many people out there assume that the owners of Boardwalk and Park Place are greedy. That's what did it. That isn't the definition of inflation at all. Sure, prices can rise, the owners can charge more, but if there's more money in the game, we all have to bid on the same goods and services with more dollars. Prices just went up, folks. Jonah, remind everybody what we're doing here today, why we're live, and how to get in contact with us if they want to participate in the resistance, baby.
Yeah, so again, what we're doing today is our Ask Me Anything hour. Ourselves, Jonah, Jeremiah, the Banking Bros, and our coaches are live on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok. And what we were trying to do here is get you to ask us questions. We want to answer them. We can answer anything, almost anything finance related, definitely anything infinite banking related. And that's what we want to do. So if you've got questions, put them in the comments. What I'm going to do, I actually pulled up some comments from YouTube. All right. So now we've got some comments, some questions that we've got to answer. We can get everybody involved on this one as we go through it. I also wanted a big shout out to everybody who's hanging out with us on StreamYard here, and all our coaches. You mentioned Monopoly. We hadn't thought about it in a while, but we got to play that. We got to play that game of Monopoly with everybody. With some cash prizes.
Oh, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen out there, if you've got ideas on how you can help us pull off a Dude Perfect Mr. Beast style, we're down. We want to play Monopoly with you. Big competition, help teach them stuff, come up with some great content and fun stuff. Maybe give away some real money, Jonah. How much money is in a Monopoly game?
I do know.
We looked it up.
15,000.
I think it's 15,000.
Yep.
All right. So we're board gamers around here. You can see that in some of our other fun content. And we'd love to play a money game with you so we can understand the rules to the game of life. Jonah, hit us with the comment.
I will play one last time. I will play Robert Kiyosaki's game one more time. Before I go.
We have a new friend.
Before I never play it again.
We have a new friend.
All right.
We're talking about cash flow, right? Cash flow game. We have a new friend who lent me the GoPro last weekend on our big trip, and he plays it with groups. And he's, of course, doing infinite banking. So
okay,
we'll play with him soon.
All right, cool. Yeah, cool. Well, we've got a few questions here. We'll start with the one from this user on TikTok.
Let's put it up for everybody. User 828, thank you, and follow along at the Banking Bros on TikTok. If you follow us and go to our regular TikTok profile, click the link. It's a link tree, one link, rules them all, and you can watch our full Save and Spend presentation. For those of you who can't find it, saveandspendsystem.com. User 828 says, am I too old to set this up, Jonah? I'm 71. Would I have to have it on someone else?
Oh, that's a good question. What do you guys got? Coaches who can see the question.
Let's do it. Okay, Jesse, we're going to you. Perked up. Jesse, this person is 71 years old, wants to participate in what we've been talking about, private banking, becoming your own bank, personalized infinity banking, whatever. So they're 71. That's the question.
Yeah, awesome. So I've got a client. I'll answer the question with, real life scenario. I've got a client right now who's getting her first policy, and she's in a really neat situation where she's a grandmother herself, and yet her grandmother is still alive. So we're having a real broad conversation about how her plans play into this family at large. So it's just really cool how to build out a system of policies on the family. So again, she's a grandmother, okay? She's not quite 71, but she's in that stage of life where she's at, right? So the answer to your question is could you fill out an application, get a medical exam, and get a policy on yourself? Could you be the insured person? Yeah, maybe. We could have a conversation about the details to figure out if that's going to make sense for you. But can you implement this concept? Can you practice being your own banker, saving and spending your money at the same time? Yes, because it's just a process, right? So we help you with the application and the medical exam and all that kind of stuff. And we do all that by having a consultation call, just like I did with this other client, to see what does make sense for you. So can you practice the concept? Absolutely. Money doesn't care how old you are, right? 71, 51, 21, doesn't matter. We're all using money.
Yep. Love it. Thank you for that. So user 828, hopefully you understood that. Your health, your age, your history of perjury in front of the United States Congress is a part of life insurance. All right. They're going to check you out. You can't be dead. I always say Abraham Lincoln and Martin Luther King cannot do this process. They can vote Democrat. They cannot get life insurance. They're dead. Okay.
You got to be able to show your IDs. And why isn't that a thing? Just make that a thing.
Jonah, get political. Jonah and Sean out here get political. I got them charged up. But Jesse reminds us that this is a process. And if you're not going to be applicable, that doesn't mean we're not doing it. That means we're going to put it on family members and business partners. All right. I love that.
Custom Win says, what life insurance would you prefer? I'm in Boston, MA.
All right.
America runs on Duncan up there in Boston.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. If you're down here with Uncle Joe all across the 50 states and territories, we can help you. If you're upstairs with Justin Trudeau, Uncle Joe, Justin Trudeau, we'll send you up to some Canadian friends. It works all across North America, and the whole life policies we're talking about from mutual insurance companies generally work everywhere. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are, but it matters that the companies operate in the U.S. So if you're all across the United States of America, we got you covered. We'd love to help, and we'll do a virtual cash consultation with you and have a conversation. Let you ask the questions. I'm in Boston. My team is the Red Sox. This is what the Bruins are doing this year. Whatever it is, this is what I want my money to do. We'll help you out.
There you go.
Most companies work in all 50 states. We can help you wherever you are. And so Boston, it's okay. It's too cold, but it's okay. We'll start you.
There you go. It also looks like we got a response on that question from Sean in the comments also, who says he'll be up in Boston soon. So if you like virtual, let's do it. Click the link in the bio, cash consultations. If you like in person, reach back out to Sean.
Yeah. So hit Sean King up at Legacy Life and Retirement, or DM him here, whatever you got to do, and find him on the Facebook pages and all that type of stuff. And say, hey, come on over to the house. We're going to watch the Celtics, and we're going to talk through this, and maybe he'll hit you up in person.
There you go. All right, I got a question for the group here. This is on a YouTube comment here. It says, from Jerry Kamen Jr., 9594, crying, laughing emoji. So you have to put money in to take money out while my debt's accumulating? ? Nah.
Okay, very good. All right, Keith, why don't you take a shot at giving us a thought on that? Do you want to read it again? And Keith, give us the framework on this guy's mindset and how infinite banking works and what you have to do.
Yep. So you have to put money in to take money out while my debt's accumulating? Nah.
That while my debt's accumulating piece kind of throws me off, but yes, you have to create an asset in order to lend against an asset, because that is essentially what you're doing here. So
Seems pretty standard to me.
what was
Nah.
that?
You got to create an asset to lend against an asset. That seems pretty standard to me. But
It
to
sounds right, but yeah.
to my man over here, Jerry Cameron Jr., 9594, it's a big nah for him.
Yeah.
How many H's?
No, NAW.
Oh,
I apologize.
Okay.
Oh, no.
No.
No. That's on me.
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Got to create one first.
Okay,
like
yeah.
anything
So
else.
what we're doing here is reminder what we're comparing this to most of the time, and it takes a wall that we got to break down in most people's minds. This is a saving system. This is a banking system. So if you want a bank account, if you want a loan from Bank of America, you better have put some money in.
Hold on. Tony
You gotta have
Cowham,
assets to take
801, says infinite banking is literally going into debt to yourself. This is a dumb idea. Don't put your money into a savings account or infinite banking. A Roth IRA and investments into mutual funds will always outperform.
Oh, Liz, take it. Liz, take it. Give it to us again, Jonah.
Infinite banking is literally going into debt to yourself. Dumb idea. Don't put your money into a savings account or infinite banking. A Roth IRA and investments into mutual funds will always outperform.
How am I gonna
Tony
spend money?
Cowham, 801.
Tony, you about to hear it from Liz.
Well, you're locking your money away in IRAs and anything else. And let's see. When you're putting money into the account, that money is going to be growing. And even though you're borrowing at a percentage and you're paying,
Which account are we talking about? Which account?
when you're putting money into an infinite banking policy, that money is compounding and growing, and you're able to use that money. And even though you're paying interest on the policy loans, the growth in which is happening inside of your policy is outperforming the interest that you're paying, if that makes sense.
I like it. Here's my question for you guys on this guy's comment, Tony Cowham. What if you need to use some money? He says, do not use a savings account. Do not use infinite banking. Dumb idea, his words, because your Roth IRA and your mutual funds will always outperform. So my first question is, what happens if you need to use money? And the second question is, IRAs and investments into mutual funds will always outperform? Somebody give us some comments on that.
Jesse's
I'll
ready.
jump in. Yeah, that was the thing that I thought of, was what he said right there at the end. So let me preface by saying I don't care what people want to do with their money, right? Like, we could talk all the day long about real estate, cryptocurrency, qualified plans. I don't care. Do what you want. But in the meantime, like Liz was saying, we're told to lock our money away, but even the part that we're told to lock away is such a fraction. See, most people that are doing the IRA thing or the 401k thing, they're doing 5%, 10%, 15%. Let's take Dave. Dave, biggest voice out there, probably says 15% towards retirement, right? While 100% of our cash flow goes through banks. So what I'm thinking is that when you do realize what banks are doing with our money, like Sean said earlier, banks are making bank off of our money. 100% of our cash flow is going through the banking business. We just don't own that business, but we can have access to 100% of our capital, or however much of it we would like to, towards a private banking system where we control and we profit over the banking function in our life. So instead of just getting into an argument over, well, I could get, this percentage on my IRA and this percentage on my 401k and all this other kind of stuff, that's such a fraction of our total cash flows, when we could be getting as much of our cash flows as possible into a private banking system that we own and control. For the things that we're spending in the meantime, that's what Jonah was talking about, is we're spending money all the time, every day, on our property taxes, on our vacations, on our medications, braces on the kids, just everything. I think that's the bigger number.
I love it, Jesse. Reminder to everybody, we've got a few minutes left here, and shout out if you like, love, or learn something on our channels. Shout out to TikTok, our Facebook group called Infinite Bankers. It's a private page where your questions will be answered by this group of coaches.
That's right.
We teach and preach code cracking cash flow around here, helping people understand the fundamentals of where you place your money first. That's the only thing we're changing, is where you put your money in the first place. And if you put your money in the right place in the first place, you're going to have a bunch of saving grace for the rest of your space. Okay. That was a new one. I tried it. Okay. And we are taking questions for another couple of minutes. Remember, Thursdays is the time. We are telling you, noon Eastern, we're going live. So if you want to join us for this next week, there are a lot of intermittent times, especially me going live on TikTok. If you like TikTok, you have TikTok, you might see us there a little more often. But right now, you can join us on our Facebook page, The Cash Compound. For the last 7.5 years, we've been teaching and preaching how people can start their own private banking system and leaving a legacy for their family. So follow along right here, and we've got a special offer for you. It is a free video. We want you to get on that video to see it in its entirety. If you're just tuning in with us right now, you're like, what? I like it. I'm a little bit confused. We've got a 55-minute video. You can watch faster, slower, 8 times.
Yep.
And then after that, Jonah, it's a cash consultation. It is. What do we expect on that?
Where you can talk to one of us and get all your personalized questions answered. So here's the thing. Imagine the last time you needed to call your bank, needed to call your insurance company.
I need a check to clear a little faster. You know, they put on hold.
And then you call, and then your phone starts going, press 1 for English. Press 2. Listen, our menu has changed. Press 1 if you don't need anything ever. I'm going to press 1. And then you got to get all the way to 7 before it's press 7 so you can hear about customer service. You finally press 7 and new set of menus. Press 1 if I'm not going to give you to a customer service person. And you get all the way through, you got to press 4 things before you get a person.
Right.
Yeah, that's not what's happening on cash consultations. See, cash consultations are going to go directly to a real person, one of us. And we can talk and walk you through your infinite banking questions. We want to hear from you. Seriously. We do them all the time. I want to hear about what's happening in your life and where money's going, and are the kids, going to college next year, and did you save or did you not, and did you put all the money in the 529, but all of a sudden they don't want to go to school? What do you do? I want to hear all that, so that way I can help you and walk you through exactly what to do next. And that's what happens on the cash consultations. No hitting a bunch of buttons to get through to somebody who speaks English, and then you finally get somebody and they come on with a heavy accent, and you're like, oh no.
It's fine.
It's fine, but it's not great.
Oh man, I've had a couple of great calls this week. Liz has been with me on some of those calls, actually. So Liz, why don't you take a moment to tell us what you've learned about people's questions? Are there dumb questions? I've always heard there aren't dumb questions, and I've never believed it. But how do you think the experience has gone for the people who have called in just this week on a couple of calls we've done?
It's fantastic, honestly. The way that all the questions get answered, you guide them through their understanding. There's no dumb questions. There's just low understanding sometimes. But a lot of people, after they watch these videos, the video presentation, they do come armed with a pretty good grip on what's happening, and they're able to really ask questions that are relevant to them. And I think they leave feeling good and all their questions are answered.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. John King, when you got started with infinite banking in the way that was going to have guarantees of growth and cash flow, you realized that some of the policies that you already had did not have those exact same guarantees. So talk to the person who's out there who has life insurance right now and is like, wait a minute, can I do this with my current policy contracts? Help us understand how that conversation is going to go and how we can help them on a call.
Yeah, so there's a good chance that you're not going to be able to do this infinite banking specifically with the life insurance that you currently have, but we are always open to doing policy reviews. That's one of the best things here, because maybe you were sold the idea that you could do this at some point in time with some other type of product, but we want to let you know that unless it was specifically designed participating whole life insurance with a mutual company, we would not suggest doing infinite banking, because there is a chance, a probability that you could end up ruining your life insurance policy and not having anything at the end of the day when you need it most. So if you have a policy and you're asking that question, hey, can I do infinite banking with this? What type of cash value is in this thing? Is this something that I can pull out and utilize? Then by all means, schedule a free cash consultation. Let's do a policy review. We'll tell you exactly what you have, because I've been in situations where I've sat down with people who thought they had whole life policies, thought they had policies that they could do infinite banking with, that they quickly realized after reading over the stuff, just reading over what's on the paper, that they did not. And so at that point in time, we make a decision if we want to move forward, move in a different direction, or do something along the lines of infinite banking. But you got to understand what you have. And I think that's what the cash consultation is for, is helping you understand what you currently have, and if that's what you want. If not, then we move forward into a different direction. But it's all about understanding here, all about education.
Sean, appreciate it. And shout out to all of our coaches, Coach Sean King, Legacy Life and Retirement, Coach Jesse at Durham Talents, Liz Duraco, Pacific Northwest at Liz Duraco. Is that correct?
Yeah, Liz Durac. Drop the last C.
Durac, yes. All right, at Liz Durac, and Keith Carter II at The Insurance Engineer. Appreciate them. Our trainees who are on this call, thank you guys for sticking with us. We'll get you front and center very soon. Let's get those numbers up and get those cash conversation reps in, so we can help everybody out there with code cracking cash flow. Jonah, what does the future look like with an infinite banking policy, with a new administration, with cash values? What's going on in our world right now? Close us out. Tell us what the future holds for the people who want to join the resistance.
Yeah, so here's what's really cool about it. The world's changing, right? We just had a big election take place. I don't know what side of the election you were on, and it really doesn't matter to me. But here's what I do know, is that with new presidential candidates, with new Senate seats, with new, things can change. That's what I know. I know that in the last year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, lots of things have changed, including the prices of things, including the value we put on something. 10 years ago, nobody in the world, in America, would have been interested in electric cars 10 years ago. They would have been like, no chance, right? Gas, everything. And all of a sudden, fast forward to now, you're like, electric car, yeah, I might get one of those, right? Right. Oh, those are looking kind of nice, right? Okay. We got robots coming out. So we got everything going on. But here's what is cool about your infinite banking policy. See, your infinite banking policy is guaranteed, right? You can put a stamp of guarantee of approval on that from the insurance companies. And so what that means is, no matter what the world holds next week, next month, next year, it doesn't impact your cash values, right? It doesn't impact your guaranteed growth of your policy, which means you're going to have more. You're going to be able to do more. And that means that your future is bright. Your future is level. Your future is guaranteed.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed this hour. Remember, 12 noon Eastern time next Thursday, and some intermittent times in between, for you to have cash consultations with one of these coaches. It's a free deal. We got 25 minutes on the calendar, and if you want something longer, bigger, better, stronger, we'll do a Google Meet with you. We've got a Facebook group called Infinite Bankers, and if you want to get into a conversation with us just in the DMs, you can try it as well. We're here for you, and we found people are trying to find new people who want to change the way they think, change their life with their financial control. We're a culture of control of our cash flow around here. Join us in that mission. We'll talk to you next time. And Sean, close this out with a blessing for everybody. Hold your hands up. Love what you guys are doing. Can't wait to speak to the team. See you next week. Happy holidays. Yes, happy holidays, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Peace, y'all.
To the banking bro, said we couldn't make it because we chose. Gave a lot of game, we never got a lot of things. Bow your head and say the prayer, we taught you how to be the bank.